Before using any function, it is very important for us to validate those functions to ensure that the functions are serving our purpose. Let us see how we can validate Spark SQL functions. Spark SQL follows MySQL style. To validate functions, we can just use select clause like this. You can just say select and then function name, and then you are good to go. If the function takes arguments, it will look like this. You just have to say select function name, and then you just have to pass the required arguments to it. In this case, substring can take up to 3 arguments. The first argument is the main string, and the second and third arguments are nothing but the range using which the substring has to be extracted. It might be the case that you have already several queries that are validated against Oracle. You want to see whether those queries can be used as part of Spark SQL or not. In that case, you can create a table by name dual and insert one record. Typically, we validate all the functions in Oracle using a view called as dual, which will have one column called as dummy, one record X. We are trying to simulate that here. There might be a scenario where you might not have a Spark Metastore table and still you want to validate the functions that are available as part of the Spark SQL. For that purpose, you can create temporary view on top of data frame and start writing SQL queries. We will see an example with Scala based approach. However, I am providing the code snippets using both Scala as well as PySpark. These code snippets will only create the data frame and register the data frame as temporary view. We'll actually see the examples with respect to writing queries on top of these temporary views to validate functions at a later point in time as we proceed further. First, let us see an example about how we can use MySQL style to actually validate functions such as current date and hello world. You can see here, you will be seeing current date very soon and also hello world. We are also providing aliases for these functions or function results. For current date, it is named as current date itself. For substring, it is named as result. And you can see that if I want to extract hello, I will be able to use substring like this, and I will be able to see first 5 characters which contain hello. Now, if you want to use Oracle style, you might have to create the database if it doesn't exist. In this case, I already have itversity_retail database. So I am connecting to that database. Then I am validating using current database. I can see the database I am connected to. I am dropping the table dual if it exists. Then I am creating the table. Then I am inserting one record into the table. Then we can actually run queries using Oracle style to validate the functions. So in this case, I have from dual, which was not the case earlier. And you can see the date here. This is another example. Also, let's see how we can validate functions using data frame. For that, first we need to create a data frame. The data frame can be created using the data in a file or even using traditional collections. We can convert or typecast them into data frames, and we should be able to create temporary view using the data frame. Then we can run queries using view with relevant functions. So in this case, I am using data from the file. However, if you have a regular Python collection or Scala collection, you can use the appropriate approach to convert the collection into the data frame. Then you can actually register it as temp view, and you can start writing queries on top of it to validate your functions. So let me create the data frame by name orders here. I am registering the orders as orders_temp. Then I can run queries on top of it like this. It has to be select o.star lower of order status as order status lower from orders_temp as o limit 10. And if you run this, it should be able to run against our dataset. In this case, I am trying to validate my lower function to see if lower is converting the values in order status to lower or not. This is how you can use different approaches to validate your functions before implementing those as part of your projects while implementing the business logic. This is a very important step which you need to keep in mind. You should not just jump into the project and start writing the queries with the functions directly. You should understand whether the function is serving your purpose or not before using it in your application. It will eliminate a lot of issues as part of your project, such as bugs, performance issues, etc.